In this video, I'll show you a better and easier way to create SOPs using AI. This is the exact same method that I use in my agency, and funnily enough, is the exact same method that I used when I was studying aerospace engineering at university. SOPs are standard operating procedures, and there's so many different benefits of actually using this in your agency. But if you don't streamline the process of actually creating and maintaining these SOPs, then it's going to become very hard for you or different team members in your team to firstly create the SOPs in the first place and then actually maintain them down the line where there is an update in your process workflow. My aim for this video is to show you a much easier way to create SOPs. So let's get straight into it. What is the easier way to create SOPs? The answer is fairly simple. All you have to do is record yourself doing a task. This sounds super simple, and that's because it is. It's the first and most important step in this whole video. Dan Martell calls this the camcorder method in his best-selling book, Buy Back Your Time. Now, I don't want to bore you guys too much. Before I show you how you can actually use this method to create SOPs and how you can then use AI to streamline the entire process, let me give you guys a bit of context. When I was in my first year of university, I was tasked with creating this metal phone stand, and this literally started off with 3 different screws and 3 different pieces of metal. Everything else you see here was completely made by me using some very expensive machines. So anyways, we've been given access to this massive laboratory with these machines that are worth millions and millions of dollars. And we basically have 3 days to create this metal phone stand, but that wasn't the main assignment. The main assignment was after you actually created the metal phone stand, you had to create this massive report detailing exactly what you did and how you do it. Kind of like a SOP, but just in an industrial machining sense. And one of the most important things that my professor actually told me before we actually got let off into the lab was to document as much as possible of the creation process. So he literally recommended me to take out my phone as the machine was going and record everything I was doing. And that's exactly what I did. And believe it or not, 3 days after, when I actually managed to create my metal phone stand, when I came back to my room and started writing a report, those videos made my life so much easier because I can see exactly what I was doing, and writing a report just became a job of just describing what I was seeing in the video rather than trying to remember everything from scratch. Now, once again, I don't want to bore you guys too much or make this video unnecessarily long, but I thought it would be valuable to give you guys some more context on how these different applications that we're talking about, specifically on the agency sense, work in the real world. I mean, we're talking about aerospace engineering, one of the most complicated things out there. I mean, we're literally building rocket ships. But once again, the same principles that we use there are the same principles that we use in the agency space to create SOPs. So all you need to do is basically record yourself doing that specific task. Now, for this, you can use different recording softwares like Zoom, for example. Loom is another good candidate, or even something like OBS if you want to get a bit more complicated. And let me show you guys an example of what that would actually look like. So if I go to loom.com and I press the first link, I can go ahead and actually create a free account. And let's say I want to record a video. All I have to do is press this record video button right here, and I'm going to get different pop-ups to actually record the screen. Now, in this case, I'm actually going to record it. Hopefully it doesn't mess up the recording here. So let's go ahead and actually start the recording. And in this example, I'm going to be showing you how to create an SOP to upload videos on YouTube. So all I'm going to do is add a new tab. I'm going to go over to YouTube's Creator Studio. So that's studio.youtube.com/channel. And then once I'm in my channel, all I'm going to do is head over to the content tab. Within the content tab, I'm going to press the create button in the top right hand side, and I'm going to select upload video. From there, I'm going to select the select files button, and then I'm going to choose the most recent video that we just downloaded. Just like that. I'm going to press upload, and that's going to go ahead and actually upload the video onto YouTube. Now here, a couple of things need to get added. The first one thing is the title. You can get that straight from the content system. Next thing, we're going to press the reuse details button. I'm going to choose a previous video, and I'm going to unselect the title, and I'm going to unselect the actual playlist. Then I'm going to go ahead and press reuse, and that should automatically add the description along with the different relevant tabs. I'm going to set no, it's not made for kids, and I'm going to go ahead, scroll down to upload thumbnail, and I'm going to select the relevant thumbnail for that video, which should be in my computer. So guys, I'm going to stop that there, but that's an example of how you can actually do this. Hopefully you're actually able to hear that. If not, I'll overlay the Zoom videos in the actual editing side of things. But one thing I want to point out, guys, as I was doing that, you probably noticed I was speaking everything out loud. I was explaining exactly what I did. And obviously, in this case, it's a very stupid task. I mean, the upload of a YouTube video, you can get a browser bot to actually automate that. But when you're talking about more complicated things, like for example, I don't know, setting up a campaign in your Facebook ads manager for a client, or I don't know, setting up some sort of cold outreach email, or even better, creating some sort of content on Canva, you want to speak out loud exactly what you're doing and explain your thought process, because that's going to be very helpful. These videos we're going to actually include in the SOP as different guides that employees could see to follow the same process you're doing. So if you speak out loud and explain your thoughts the same exact way I do it when I'm creating an automation in my different videos on my YouTube, it's going to be very, very helpful for the viewer to understand why you're doing different things. So using Loom, we've gone ahead and actually got my recording. What do I actually want to do now? Well, in an ideal world, you basically repeat this process 2 more times on 2 separate occasions. So I wouldn't repeat the process uploading the same YouTube video in this example. I would repeat the process uploading 2 different YouTube videos in 2 separate occasions. That gives the viewer an idea of the different variations that may come in when you're doing this specific task, because the chances are, unless you're doing something that's very, very basic, there are going to be some sort of variations. For example, when I was opening my YouTube video, the thumbnail was more than 2 megabytes. So I might need to add a variation to shrink the file and then upload it to YouTube, the Creator Studio. Another occasion might be the content doesn't exist within the content system. So in the tutorial, I need to add in a step to actually find that relevant title within my content system. Different things like that. There are always going to be these small variations when you actually create a task. And once again, if you go back to the Facebook example, if I'm creating an ad campaign in Facebook, let's say the connection isn't quite there, or for some reason doesn't let me do a certain thing, I need to account for that in the video. So repeat the process I just did right now and do it 2 more times on 2 separate occasions. So for 2 different elements, for example, or 2 different videos in my example. Once you actually got these recordings, you want to actually get the transcript, and this is going to come very, very handy later when we're actually using the AI. So in Loom, it's very simple. All you have to do is go with the transcript and then just copy that. Literally the easiest thing. I recommend using Loom, to be honest, because first things first, it's free if you don't want to take on any additional costs. But secondly, it's a very, very good tool just in general to skip meetings. I'm not affiliated with them in any way. I don't even think I've got an affiliate link for them, but it's a really, really good tool and we use it a lot in my agency. So now let's say we're at the point where you have 3 different camcorders or 3 different video recordings of you doing a specific task. Quite honestly, you could probably stop there. You can easily just upload those 3 different recordings to a Google document and then call it a day. That should be enough for anyone to follow the videos and replicate the process that you just did. But we're going to take a step further. And in order to do that, we're going to use the 4C method, which once again comes straight from this beautiful book right here, Buy Back Your Time. And by the way, don't go worry guys, I'm going to show you how AI interlinks to all of this in a second. So the 4Cs are very simple. We have camcorder, which are the video recordings, course, which is basically a step-by-step guide on how to actually do the specific SOP, cadence, which is basically how often you should actually do that task, and then checklist, which is the non-negotiables that actually need to be complete for that task to be marked as complete. Now, camcorder we've already gone over. Let's go over course. Course is basically a bullet list of steps you actually need to do to complete that individual task. Now, Dan Martel mentions just keeping the steps very, very high level. For example, if you're doing some sort of reporting, you can check the report, send the report, and update project management tool. I personally prefer making it a bit more detailed. This is due to my science background, guys. Back when I was in school, writing different practicals for different experiments, one of the things that science teachers always used to tell me was to make the practical report as stupid as possible. So if someone was dumb as rocks reading it, could actually understand it. This is why I prefer to be a bit more detailed, because 90% of the time the employee that's actually using this SOP is not going to be dumb as rocks, so you don't need to go into that much detail. I just prefer to do it just to make it super, super clear. The choice is yours. The main idea of this second C is just to write a bullet point of steps of what needs to be done to actually create SOP. So for my YouTube example that I showed you a second ago, my first step would be go to Creator Studio. My second step would be upload a video, so on and so forth. The next C is cadence. Now, cadence is just a fancy word which basically means how often a regularly scheduled thing occurs. So for example, you want to set a cadence on SOP on how often this can actually be done. So this can be, for example, every time a new client is onboarded, or once a month, or just when it's required. In my YouTube example, the cadence was whenever a video is ready to upload. And the last C that we actually care about is checklist. Now, this is basically a non-negotiable list that needs to be complete for the task to actually be considered done. This is the exact same thing that pilots actually have. They have this onboarding checklist where they go through and check a bunch of different things about the plane to make sure it's safe to actually take off. This is a similar thing we're applying. Just a checklist that once you actually complete those different checklist items, is marked as complete. And unless every single one of those individual items are ticked off, then the employee knows that the task can be marked as complete. So those are the 4 C's to actually creating SOPs, but how can we make our life a bit easier and use AI to streamline this whole process to make it faster and make it better? This is where AI comes in, and more specifically, ChatGPT. So what I've gone ahead and done is created this GPT, which is basically an assistant that will allow me to upload a transcript, and then from that it will automatically create a SOP for me. You guys can access this using the first link in the description. Just join my free school community, and within the resources it'll be there for you. Just join my free school community, head over to the classroom section, and in YouTube resources you'll be able to download the specific SOP and begin using it completely for free. But within here, all I need to do is enter the transcript. Now once again, if you're using Loom, this is super easy. All you have to do is get a recording, go over the transcript, press copy, and then literally just paste it in here. And then based on that, it's basically going to create the checklist for me. It's going to create the cadence, and it's going to go ahead and actually create a course for me as well. So let's get a retry. We got some sort of error. It's also designed to ask you questions if you don't upload it again. So let's go ahead and try that. So as you can see, it's going ahead and actually create SOP for me. Now, obviously, I doubt this will be 100% accurate 100% of the time, but it's a lot better than starting off from zero. So what I usually like to do is use this as a rough guide and then obviously polish it myself with the correct instructions. But it speeds up the process of me having to do it completely from scratch, which is the main goal of what I'm trying to achieve it. You could also probably integrate this within some sort of automation, but there's no need, to be honest. I mean, think about how often you're actually going to be creating SOPs. Don't get me wrong, it's good to streamline different things, but you don't necessarily need to automate anything that you can, and it's one of the hard lessons I had to learn down the road. So as it's going to go ahead, it's going to basically create the SOP for me. Right now, it's doing a step-by-step procedure. Now, once again, I've got it set to add as much detail as possible. And this is where it becomes very important to talk about exactly what you're doing in the video. Because the way the AI works is just going off of the transcript, right? It can't see anything, which is one of the flaws of it, I guess. But remember, when I was actually recording that video, I was very descriptive with exactly what I was doing. That's the exact same thing I want you to do. So as you can see now, it's gone ahead and actually created that step-by-step and the final checks. And it's gone ahead and actually created that checklist for everything that needs to be done for this task to be created as complete. So what I'm going to do now is copy all of this nice stuff. And within Google Drive, I've just gone ahead and actually created a new Google Doc folder. Obviously, you don't have to host it in Google Doc if you don't want to. And all I have to do is paste it in. And this is now my SOP creation to upload YouTube videos with the reused resources. Fairly simple, guys. And I've got 3 SOPs that I've literally done maybe in a space of 5 minutes, including the actual recording of a video itself. Now, what I would also add here is the different recordings. So for example, I could put here, recording video #1 and add the link, which will just be a link to the actual Loom itself. And obviously repeat that for the 3 different videos that you should have recorded. But just to avoid making this video too long, I only recorded 1 video. And that's pretty much it. I've got my SOP completely built by AI. Now, once again, I don't expect this to be perfect. I mean, I'm sure if I read through this, I'll find a couple of things that are not quite right. However, it's a lot better than starting off from zero. And you can use this process to streamline the creation of your SOPs in your agency. So the main takeaway from this video is, firstly, to record yourself doing the task as you're actually doing it. The sooner you start this habit, the easier it will be. Even if you access the recordings in the future, at least you have some sort of storage for when these different things need to happen. So for example, I was in a situation where I wanted to hire an employee in about 2 months time for a very specific task. And even though I didn't hire him straight away, I already started creating those different video recordings. So when the time he came along, I already had all the SOPs ready. So the first thing you need to do, just to clarify, is to record yourself doing the actual task. And for B2B online service agencies, this is very easy because the majority of the things you do are actually done online through your computer. So you can use different software like Loom to automatically record it. The second thing you need to do if you're using AI is to get that transcript from the recording and upload it to the GPT, which once again you can find using the first link in the description and going over to YouTube resources. If you're doing a manual way, to be honest, you could even leave it at the 3 different recordings. However, if you want to be really, really clear about the SOPs, all you have to do is create 3 more sections, which once again the AI does automatically for you. And then you want to add all that to a Google document, share with your team. And a very important part of this whole process is when you actually share with your team, try collect some feedback on it. SOPs are not a static thing. They are dynamic. They need to change over time. And if, for example, your employees are doing this process month after month, make sure you have that open loop of communication that they can easily request different things to change in SOP, because realistically, they're going to be dealing with it a lot more than you can. And for example, if they spot a checklist item that doesn't need to be there, or for example, they see a bullet step which needs to be added to make it a bit more clear, then listen to the instructions because they're the ones that actually use an SOP. SOPs are not something you set once and then forget for the rest of your life. You need to regularly update them and actually maintain them, because the SOP which is out of date and actually unmaintained is just as useless as a SOP that doesn't exist in the first place, because no one actually uses it. And that brings me on to my last point, which is when you actually create these SOPs, actually send them to your team and encourage them to use it and give you feedback straight away. Honestly guys, SOPs are one of the most valuable things you can actually build in your agency, because over time these SOPs start becoming assets to how you actually work. So share this video with your different team members, encourage them or your different team leaders to create SOPs for the different things they do in a day-to-day, because it's going to make their life a lot easier. And let's say you want to bring on a new hire and actually train them on your specific processes, you're going to already have those recordings where you can easily share with different people. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Let me know if you have any questions. Once again, if you want to access that GPT, all you have to do is go to the first thing in the description, join our free school community. And once you're actually in, if you go to the classroom section, head over to YouTube resources, scroll down to complete breakdowns, and you'll get a link just like this so you can take you directly to GPT and you can upload a transcript to make it easier. Within there, we also have over 270 different established agency owners. So if you're looking for a bit of feedback on how to set up the correct systems in your agency, then join. It's 100% free. And there's a ton of value in there. But apart from that, guys, that's pretty much it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about anything I covered, let me know. This is probably my second or third video going over SOPs, and it's because it's a really powerful thing that you need in your agency. So generally, I recommend implementing these different things. If you enjoyed this video, I wouldn't stop learning here. I recommend watching this video right here, going over how you can actually remove yourself from your service delivery using AI. Also, make sure to like and subscribe to get more videos like this on your feed. We're literally dropping videos multiple times a week, going over different ways you can improve your agency operations. All right, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.